Hey everybody, I'm Matt Weafer, Executive Chef at the Campbell Club here in downtown Owensboro. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen on Hometown TV. Today we're doing some fresh Chilean sea bass with a bourbon chili vinaigrette topped with over some root parsnips and Brussels sprouts. We've got a beautiful fresh Chilean sea bass right here. I'm going to season it with some kosher salt. I'm going to use black and white pepper on this because I like the contrast. I like that little bit of flavor difference from the white and the black. Alright, get both sides really well. Alright, got the fish nice and dry so it sears well in this pan. Got my pan smoking hot. I'm going to add canola oil and clarified butter to it, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. You can see it rippling there, smoking. It means it's ready to go. Right in the pan, and that's the sound you want to hear, that sizzle. That means it's turning golden, searing, caramelizing, doing all beautiful, wonderful things in the pan. Another very hot pan right here. I'm going to do my Brussels sprouts. I like to get a good char on the Brussels sprouts because they can take that color well. Be careful when you add them to the pan because they'll pop back at you. You can see right off the bat they're already turning brown. Got some diced white onions in there with it. It's going to get some color on it. Go ahead and add a little salt and pepper to it. These guys like to soak up all the oil and fat, so you can see my pan's already starting to dry out, so I'm going to add a little bit more to it because I want to keep that caramelization going. Okay, now I've got some parsnips that I've blanched in a little bit of salted water just to get the cooking process started, because the Brussels sprouts don't take that long to cook, but parsnips do, but I want them to come together at the same time at the very end. I'm going to let that go for a little bit. Now, I'm going to add sugar, lemon juice, and white wine to this. The parsnips are already kind of sweet, but the Brussels sprouts can be kind of bitter, so I add that extra little bit of sugar and extra little bit of acid with the lemon juice, and that just kind of brings it all together and rounds out the flavor really well. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and check my sea bass. Careful when you're sauteing at such a high temperature because as you can see it's smoking. If you add anything wet to this pan, it could flame up really badly. We got some nice color on there. I'm going to get it even better. I'm going to add some fresh thyme in here. I'm going to baste it with this hot oil. That's going to continue the browning process, make it extra crispy. Sea bass is one of my favorite fish. It's like the bacon of the ocean. It just has so much flavor, so much fat. You can do just about anything with it. It takes well to any flavor profile. It's just downright delicious. All right, keep letting that go. Add a little bit of garlic to my Brussels sprouts and parsnips. Gonna toss that in, let that go for about 30 seconds or so just to wake the garlic up and get a little bit of color on it. Back to basting. Like I said, be careful doing this because it's very, very hot. Let's do another second. All right, I'm gonna add my white wine. Lemon juice and sugar, just a pinch. It's like a half teaspoon, if even that. Turn that down. I'm going to let that simmer to finish. Our sea bass is actually almost finished. It's kind of a thin piece. Cook it to about 135, 145 degrees, just about medium well. If you cook sea bass too far, it flakes and falls apart and everything else, but cook it just right. You can see the color on the thyme, and if you were in the kitchen with me, you could just smell the flavors coming off of this pan, smell the aroma of the thyme. Alright, for my parsnips over here, you can see the wine and the lemon juice and the sugar. It's all down here at the bottom. It's a nice little sauce. I'm going to cook this until that turns into a glaze and coats these vegetables really well. See, as I'm tossing it together, it's doing it pretty fast. That's that. It's gone, glazed, it's sweet, it's tart from the lemon. It's delicious. Okay, go ahead and kill the pan, kill the heat on this pan. I don't want it to cook too far. Keep basting it a little bit more because the heat is still here in the oil. Basting like this is helping keep the moisture in too. It's not going to dry out, which this fish doesn't really dry out very well anyway, as long as it's not overcooked because it's so good. Okay. Go ahead and put this right down here in the middle of the plate. You could do this with potatoes or carrots too if you don't have parsnips. I love parsnips. I think the flavor goes really well together. Come on over with my sea bass. You can see the color on both sides. Golden, crispy. And like I said, a bourbon chili vinaigrette. Use a little bit of chipotle, sesame oil, and soy sauce with some fresh blueberries. Just process that up with a little bit of rice wine vinegar. And last touch, just a little bit of fresh scallion, just to bring out the freshness. And that's it. And that was our pan-seared sea bass with a blueberry chili vinaigrette. I'm Matt Weafer, the Campbell Club. We're doing a 2-month free membership for anybody that's interested in coming down and trying our food. It's open to anybody. Just come down, give us a call, try it out. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen.